ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday. It's 7:30 p.m. and that means it's time for tonight's online match of Comedy Sports Cincinnati. Woo! Even the dog loves it. We are so excited to have all of you join us tonight for tonight's match. So now, please welcome to the screen tonight's referee. 2004 was totally his year. It's Phineas Hammerhead Clark.
All right. Hello, loyal fans, and welcome to your home for virtual comedy, Comedy Sports. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or you're a veteran of our live matches, you are now our loyal fans. We're very excited to be bringing you the same great comedy sports match you know and love, but now from various rooms in our various living abodes, establishment places. And just as in any sporting event, there are teams, there is a ref, there are points, and there are fouls. Now, since we are virtual, we are adding a foul to our usual 3. Now, the first foul is the brown bag foul. The brown bag foul occurs when anyone on the field or on the chat says anything crude, sexist, racist, phobic, or just too soon. Now, if a player commits this foul, they will have to wear their own brown bag that they have ready at their home, and their team loses a point. If anyone in the chat commits this foul, they will be removed from the chat for the rest of the match. Now, the second foul enforced tonight is the groaner foul. A groaner foul occurs when anyone says something so punny, so inane, so dad jokey that it causes you to actually type the word groan into the chat. Announcer Mary, do you have a good example of a groaner foul?
Well, I do, Ref Phineas. Last night my husband asked me if I'd seen the dog bowl. And I said, I didn't know he could.
Oh, that groan was so palpable I could taste it. Oh, yeah. So you get the picture. Now, if anybody, does anything like that, the offending player's team will lose a point. Now, the third foul, which is newly added for the information age, is the TKO or the technical knockout foul. Now, this happens when a player forgets to unmute themselves or turn their video on when they're supposed to. And if that happens, they'll be pulled from the rest of the game. And a second infraction from that same player will result in their ejection from the match. That was supposed to be a parachute. You probably imagined it. And they'll be replaced by a person. And the fourth foul, of course, is kicking. Now, we haven't had to call this in nearly a year since we proactively chose to pivot to the disembodied head and shoulders look. But, just imagine our legs and don't worry, we will not imagine yours. Anyway, now back to Announcer Mary to announce tonight's players.
All right. First up is a Northern Kentucky Grass in Blue. Well, you might recognize him from Monsters University or the Total Eclipse of the Heart video, Duck Duck Agus Sanchez. His favorite rapper is Eminem, but he likes the one for Skittles too. It's Johnny on the Spot Griffin. And he's got shirts in his closet older than his teammates. It's Tom, crazy as the day is long. Now, ladies and gentlemen, show some love for the Cincinnati Big Machine in Red. His ant farm receives government corn subsidies. It's Eric. Ha 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 ha! She's still not sure she's logged into the right Zoom meeting. Well, it's Cassie. Don't give me no lid. And your Cincinnati captain, she has never binge watched anything? Oh, it's Dottie with Brett and Jensen. Now, please welcome back to the screen, Ref Phineas.
All right, great. Now we've said a lot, so let's virtually scream, cheer, and kick our feet in our respective homes every time I say, captains to the screen. Woo!
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 Captains!
Oh, so regal. All right, captains, go ahead and shake hands. Tale as old as time. Pun as old as rhyme. All right. Now, what we would normally do in this instance is, of course, the tradition of the coin toss to determine who gets the choice for the first game. Now, because we're virtual and I don't have any change lying around, we're going to have to pivot to something else. And because I am technically a millennial, I, of course, have developed my own personal brand. So you will have 10 seconds to retrieve something nearby that should be the icon, the logo, the symbol of my personal brand. You've got 10 seconds. Go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Tom made it. Okay. All right. I'm going to make you stand like that for a while, Tom. So, Dottie, tell us what you got.
This is a geodesic sphere full of color and dimension and imagery and depth. I think that all describes you, Phineas.
Wow, Dottie, thank you. Man, that was amazing. And Tom, good luck following that.
It's a Georgia O'Keeffe life model.
So it is. So it is. While that may be historically completely accurate, I do think of myself as a multicolored sphere with lots of negative space. So, Dottie, you win the refs challenge to determine what game we're going to play. Now, what game would you like us to start off with tonight?
I would like us to start off with try that on for size.
All right, try that on for size. Great. So let's get one player from each team to the screen. All right. So for the game of try that on for size, we're going to need several activities. So loyal fans, if you'd start typing into the chat some activities. So for example, something you've learned to do in the past month or something that you've been dreading to do and you're putting it off as long as possible, something you've gotten better at, a skill you're planning to learn, anything like that. And while you're doing that, Johnny and Cassie are going to show you how this game is played. So Johnny, Cassie, take it away.
I'm filing my taxes. Try that on for size.
I'm crushing little ants with only the pressure of my index fingers. Try that on for size.
I'm playing a piano all funny. Try that on for size.
I'm making my fingers do a little dance puppet show for the little ladybugs. Try that on for size.
Okay. No better place to end than that. So that should give you a good idea of how the game looks. So one player mimes an activity and the other player does the same activity but calls it something different entirely. Now play continues until one of those players is eliminated. And they can be eliminated by repeating an activity, saying something that doesn't fit the motion they're doing at all, doesn't make sense, or if they hesitate. Now that player will be replaced by another player from that team. And the last team with a player on the screen gets 5 points for this round. And helping us keep track of all the suggestions tonight, I am thankful to have the help of Kirk Kievert. So Field Ref Kirk, give me a suggestion from the chat.
The suggestion that I have from Tony, who's over on YouTube, is Meeting the Queen.
Meeting the Queen. Your suggestion is Meeting the Queen, and Johnny, we'll start with you. Begin.
I'm meeting the queen. Try that on for size.
I'm inventing a new 90s dance trend. Try that on for size.
I'm smelling the cooking. Needs more paprika. Try that on for size.
I'm showing off my new bracelets. Try that on for size.
I'm showing how big my double chin is. Wobble, wobble. Try that on for size.
I'm asking you to enunciate more clearly. Try that on for size.
Oh, Cassie, everyone knows Johnny Griffin has perfect diction. You're out of there. Let's get the next player from the red team. Okay, we've got Dottie versus Johnny and Field Ref Kirk. What's our next suggestion?
Michael suggests milking a cow.
Milking a cow. Dottie, we'll start with you.
I'm milking a cow. Try that on for size.
I'm on stilts for the first time. I think they go on your hands. Try that on for size.
I'm hiking up a mountain where I need really tall hiking poles. Try that on for size.
I have 2 gigantic forks and also 2 gigantic meatballs under my feet. Stab, stab. This is going to be a great dinner. Try that on for size.
I'm doing a really bizarre dance. Try that on for size.
I'm trying to get a monkey to like me by doing their mating dance. Try that on for size.
Oh, Johnny, that's a terrible idea for reasons I won't go into. You're out of there. All right, let's get the next player from blue. It looks like it's a goose. Field Ref Kirk, what is our next suggestion?
Harold wants to see some canoeing.
All right, suggestion of canoeing a goose. Start us off.
I'm going down the river. Try that on for size.
I'm pulling the moon in to be closer to me. Try that on for size.
I'm exercising all of my muscles on the side of my back. Try that on for a size.
I'm trying to twist my waist around so that points the other way. Try that on for size.
I'm dancing like I've never danced before. Try that on for a size.
I am moving my shoulders in a very frantic motion so that I can run away soon.
Oh, Dottie, everyone knows that a good sprinter starts from the ground up. That technique just won't do. You're out of there. All right, who's our next player for red? It's Eric Hahn and Field Ref Kirk. What is our next suggestion?
Lisa has recently learned how to clean a hard drive.
Clean a hard drive. Okay, Eric, we'll start with you cleaning a hard drive.
I'm cleaning a hard drive. Try that on for size.
I'm smelling my breath. Try that on for a size.
I'm Narcissus, and I am polishing the 19th mirror in my bedroom. Try that on for size.
Am I doing the wrong side?
In fact, you are. That is totally not the gesture that Eric started. You're out of there. Let's get our next blue player. All right, we've got Tom Long, and for this tete-a-tete, Field Ref Kirk, what is our suggestion?
Well, to round things out, Patrick has mentioned bird watching.
Okay, Tom's going to start us off with bird watching. Begin.
I'm looking for a yellow-bellied sapsucker. Try that on for size.
I'm every 10-year-old with 2 toilet paper tubes. Try that on for size.
I'm trying out my new Viewmaster. Try that on for size.
I bought the home LASIK kit. Try that on for size.
I'm trying on scuba gear to see if it fits my face. Try that on for size.
I am sampling monocles, but I can't decide. Try that on for size.
I am a Cyclops trying on monocles. Try that on for size.
Oh, everyone knows that Cyclopses only have one eye, but always perfect vision. You're out of there. That means Eric is our winner for Try That On for Size. And that also means that the red team gets 5 points for this round. So, Announcer Mary, what does that bring our score to?
Well, that brings our score to the Cincinnati Big Machine with 5 and Northern Kentucky Grass with 0. Back to you, Ref Phineas.
All right. Thank you, Announcer Mary. So if I could please have Captain Tom to the screen, please. All right, Captain Tom, what game would you like your team to play for this next round?
We'd like to play ABC scenes.
Oh, good one. All right, great. Go get your team ready. Now, for the game of ABC Scene, we want to see in the chat window something that a repairman might fix. So appliances, systems in your house, odds and ends, anything a repairman might be needed for. And while you're typing that in, for this game, we're going to have 2 of the red players taking this. I'm sorry, that's blue players. My mistake. I'm colorblind, and I'm sure that's how that works. They're going to take the screen and begin a scene, and each respective line in that scene must start with the following letter of the alphabet. So first line begins with A, next line must begin with B, then C, you get the picture. If one of those players messes that up, that rotation, the third player will take over that role. So let's get started. Field Ref Kirk, what is going to be the suggestion for this scene?
The suggestion that sticks out for me is cobbler. Lisa has suggested cobbler, whatever that means to you.
All right. And Field Ref Kirk, if you would click randomly on the chat screen and let me know what letter you click on.
U is the letter that I clicked on. U.
Well, U is my letter, brother.
I did it for you.
Oh, thanks. All right, let's get our first two blue players on the screen. Excellent. So, blue team, and your game of ABC scene about, what was that suggestion? I've totally blanked because Kirk was
cobbler.
Flattering me. About cobbler. Are you ready? Begin.
Usually it doesn't take this long.
Very well.
Well, don't just stand there. Get the flour, get the sugar. We need something to spice it up, make this go a little quicker.
Exactly what are we making anyway?
Oh, Tom, you can't spell it like you would in a text message. Exactly starts with an E. Let's get our replacement blue player on the screen. It's a goose. All right, a goose. Your letter is X, picking up in the same spot. Begin.
So Chimilco is where you hire me, remember? Back in Mexico?
Yes, I forgot. They do things differently there. That's why the sugar ratios are off. I'm sorry. That's my fault. How insensitive of me.
Zoom in a little bit. Oh, I see. You got some splatter on your face. You got to clean it off.
Again, man. Every time I try to make a recipe, I end up making more with my face than I do with my hands, if you know what I mean. I like to eat the food.
Be more careful because when that's raw, it might not be good for you.
Well, I have a tough metabolism, so okay.
I don't know what language well starts with C in, but it is in English. Johnny, you're out of there. All right, Tom, you're starting on the letter C. Let's pick this up right where we left off. Begin.
Can I just make a confession? I lost my mother's recipe and, brother, I was just hoping you saved it and you could help me out here.
Do you know how hard it is going to be to replicate that recipe without exactly having the ingredients?
Everyone in the family is counting on us to have this finished in time for the reunion.
Forget about the family. Forget about the family. They don't know. They don't know the struggles that we go through. You understand me, and I understand you.
George, you know our family. They're not going to forgive us if we bring out bad cobbler.
How true that is. You're right. What are we going to do?
I think we've always been the black sheep of the family, and this is just going to confirm that.
Let's forget about it. Let's do something else, something new. We can impress them like that.
Know what? I think instead of having to bake cobbler, we should show them our dance skills.
And that's time. All right, excellent job, blue team. Oh, bonus Johnny action. Who doesn't love that? Okay, now fans, what I need you to do is keep that game locked in your mind so that you can remember it later when we vote on who did better, the red or the blue team for this round. So keep that one in mind. And now if I can have our red captain to the screen.
Hello, Raffinius.
Oh, let me say your name properly, Captain Dottie. Now, what game would you guys like to play?
We would like to play New Choice, just like you made a new choice on my name.
Certainly did. And for that, you are so welcome. Great. Go get your team ready. And now for the game of New Choice, we need you to let us know in the chat window something you'd be surprised to find, say, in a roadside diner. Something that doesn't belong there. If you saw it, you'd be a little taken aback. And while you're typing that in, the game of New Choice is a scene game wherein I will be occasionally disappointed with the choices being made by the players. And when that happens, I'll tell that player to make a new choice. And once they choose something that I like, play will continue as if none of the bad stuff happened. So, Field Ref Kerr, do we have a suggestion for this scene?
We do. Kimmy has suggested Yahtzee.
It would be odd to find Yahtzee in a roadside diner. Okay, can I get the red team to the screen, please? All right. Cincinnati, with your game of New Choice and your suggestion of not Yahtzee, are you ready? Sorry, I ate popcorn. It was in there. All right, begin.
This, as you can see, Commissioner, is the casino of the future. Over here, we have the guess which hand it's in. And over here, we have the $500 a roll Yahtzee table.
Oh, I cannot decide which game I would like to play first.
I thought you might be impressed. You see, we've taken all the games that old people play, and we've brought them to a younger demographic.
Oh, where's the shuffleboard corner?
Right behind you.
I cannot control my delight. I must play.
Oh, here comes our test market right now.
New choice.
Here comes my grandmother now.
New choice.
Security, we have an intruder moving slowly up aisle 3.
Continue.
Well, that's okay. I'll challenge her to a round of shuffleboard.
Brilliant.
Bring it on, young lady. Bring it on. I was the shuffleboard champion of 2001. You will not beat me.
Here are your sticks. I bet this is going to be a fantastic match. I can't wait.
Wait, maybe we should raise the stakes.
Well, it's already a $250 buy-in. I mean, what do you
Is
suggest?
that all? I will take up your challenge. I will give you the 250 if you win and my seat on the plane to the moon.
New choice.
I will give you the 250 and the new train engine that I purchased yesterday.
New choice.
I will give you the $250 and my headband if you win.
Well,
Continue.
I'll give you $250,000 and a lifetime supply of pancake mix.
Oh,
And all of my back molars.
New choice.
And all of my nose hairs.
Definitely new choice.
And all the happiness in the world.
Folks, it seems like we have a game afoot. I can't wait to see whose teeth are getting pulled and who's going to the moon. All right, I'll referee. Ready? Shuffle.
Yep, I hit your rock.
New choice.
Look, I skipped over 4 of your rocks like checkers. King me.
New choice.
Look, I didn't go very far, but you went less.
Continue.
Well, I think it's time for a tiebreaker.
He might just break anyway, dear. Be careful.
Don't make me use this shuffleboard stick as a sword.
New choice.
Don't make me use this shuffleboard stick as a giant wedgie maker.
New choice.
Don't make me use this shuffleboard stick as a dental floss through your soul.
Soul flossing.
I am the expert on soul flossing, as I will demonstrate right now with our referee. Yeah.
I feel empty. Oh.
And that's time. All right. Now, fans, I know that I enjoyed that. I'm sure you did too. That makes your job tough because it is now your job to decide which one of those games you liked better in that round via the chat. So was it Northern Kentucky and their game of ABC Scene, or was it Cincinnati and their game of New Choice? So just type red or blue into the chat while we check in to see what's going on in the rest of the league.
Thanks, everybody. Todd Michigan here in the Comedy Sports Center studio, taking a look at what else is happening around the league. Coming in at number 1 on our Comedy Sports Center's not top 10 list is Boston ref Courtney Donkey Pong, who put her foot in her mouth, which in her defense would make me pretty sick too.
Who do you want to see us challenge next? Boston versus what city? So we have a poll we're going to throw up in, we're going to throw up. We have a poll we're going to put in launch right now.
Go ahead and throw up in that poll, loyal fans. Throw all over it. We don't care what you do in your homes. It's okay.
Coming up after the match, a Comedy Sports Center classic replay of the famous 1992 World Championship where Milwaukee's Brian Green played an angry parking lot attendant. It holds up. Back to you.
All right. Exciting stuff. And that should do it for voting. So, Announcer Mary, who won that round and what does that bring our score to?
Well, there sure were a lot of votes, but it was unanimous. Well, not unanimous. There were a lot of votes, and the majority of them went to Cincinnati Big Machine. So that makes red team 10 and the blue team 0. But I know they can still do it. Back to you, Ref Phineas.
All right. Thank you, Announcer Mary. So now it's time for the Refs Challenge round. And I want to challenge these folks to the game of Zoom meeting. So for this game, we're going to need a problem to solve. So let us know in the chat a pet peeve you might have in your neighborhood, or, you know, something that's really been an ongoing issue in your community. And while you're doing that, I'm going to call the residents of the Mount Xavier Township Homeowners Association to the screen. There they are, most of them. Hey, look at all those homeowners association members. All right. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. There's been a lot of division in our neighborhood lately, and it seems to be all around this one pervasive issue. So I'm going to ask Recording Secretary Kirk to forego the reading of the minutes of the last meeting and just read us the one agenda item for tonight's meeting.
Well, as you all know, the most important thing facing the community right now, as Carol knows as well, the mail is not being put in the mailboxes.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Secretary. Now, let's open it up to the floor. Does anyone have anything to say on this topic? Yes, you there, number 19.
My name is Margaret Bottomhill, and I must say that I think the flaw is totally in the placement of the mailboxes. In my in my esteemed opinion, the mailboxes should not be sitting all by their lonesome down at the end of the driveway. We should make those mail people get more exercise and bring the mail to the doorway.
All right. Well, that's heady stuff. Does anyone else have anything to say? Any counterpoints? Yes, you, sir, who meekly raised your hand.
Hello, my name is Gunderson McTurtlebaum, and I personally really like that we have to get our mail every day a little further away because I'm not as spry as I used to be, and it gives me an opportunity to get out of the house, look around, enjoy the scenery, and by the time I get my mail and come back home, it's almost bedtime. So I kind of like it, and I say we keep the mailboxes right where they are.
Wow, sounds like you had a full day, and I feel like I had a full day listening to that. Does anyone have a counterpoint to that statement? Yes, Barbara Corcoran, please.
Well, I'm going to give you some tough advice that I wish someone had given me when I was your age. Well, when you put the mail in the mailboxes, what happens next? It just goes in there? It's mailboxes are just, I'll tell you what, it's a product, it's not a company. And for that reason, I'm out.
Thank you, Barbara, delving into the metaphysical. And oh yes, anyone else have any remarks? I think I saw a hand. Is it Slavoj Zizek? I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
It's all right. Everybody pronounces my name incorrectly, but you have to take many perspectives into considerations here. One, you have to look at it from a Lacan point of view, very psychoanalytical. And the point is that if you walk over to where to pick up your mail, like you were saying, the mailboxes, then it's whose duty is it? Is it your duty to go there, or is it the duty of the mailman to bring it to you? That's the question, and maybe Kant can answer that for us, but it has to be further examined like that.
Okay, thank you. Man, the arguments and other substances are flying. Who can help us make sense of all this? Oh, obviously, Bonkers, please.
Thank you. My name is Bonkers, and I retired from the circus 2 years ago to become a life coach and a professional Reiki healer. Now, all of my client list comes in via the U.S. mail because the U.S. Postal Service is an institution, a reliable American institution that I have come to trust. And frankly, every minute that I waste going to that post office is another potential client whose life I could be changing. I am serious about this. Those mailboxes need to be more convenient. I am sick and tired of not having any clients because of those mailboxes.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bonkers, for adding some much needed gravitas to this meeting. And do we have to hear from anyone else here? Oh, the man in the black hat.
Yes, sir. This is Fred Gibson here, and as the town's one and only singing cowboy, it is my job to immortalize the significant events of this community with a poignant but heartfelt ballad. And I have to say, mail not going into the mailbox is tailor-made for a country song. I've sung about my wife leaving me and my dog dying, but the potential for miscommunication when a love letter it doesn't find its way into the mail and lovers lose their hearts. It warms my heart to think about the possibilities. And I won't sing it for you now, but I can think of a million words to rhyme with mail, snail, Dan Quail. You just wait, I'm coming up with something good.
I have no doubt. Thank you, sir. Well, all right, everyone. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for discussion tonight. So I need everyone who didn't get a chance to speak tonight to vote on whether you are for or against the distanced mailbox So you're going to vote red or blue in the chat now. And while you do that, I'm going to count to 15 because I like counting, and that's how much time you have. I'll do it silently.
Boo-hoo, Tex, this is serious business.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that ought to do it for voting. So, Announcer Mary, let us know which side won this argument in Zoom meeting.
Well, that sure was a tough decision, but I will say the red team won. They got 5 points. I'm sorry, not the red team. Pardon me. The blue team, the Northern Kentucky Grass, got 5 points, but Cincinnati Big Machine still has 10. It's getting to be a close match. Back to you, Ref Phineas.
All right, thanks, Announcer Mary. That color blindness is going around. You got to watch out. Wear goggles, I'm telling you. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to our last round for the night. So let's get all the players on this screen for the game of Letters from Camp. Now, for suggestions for this round, we'd like our fans to think about animals, the occupation of a family member like an aunt or an uncle, a hobby you have, or a skill that you'd like to learn. Now, this game is a little different from most of our games in that it relies on good puns. So the groaner foul is thrown out for this game. Now, for every good pun, players will get a point. If I love one, I might even award bonus points. So, Field Ref Kirk, give us a suggestion from the chat, please.
Sure. Tony over in YouTube says moles.
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 Okay. So we are starting with Letters from Moles Camp. Players, let's begin. All right. I see Johnny Griffin.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Moles Camp. I can't really tell you much about it because it's kind of underground.
Oh, strong start. One bonus point there. Bonkers.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to Mole Camp. I totally dig it.
Very nice. Tom Long.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Mole Camp. This place is really whack.
Bonus point, dang it. I liked it. Cassie Lip.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Mole Camp. There are exactly 10 to the 23rd power kids here.
Wow.
I have to give a bonus point for that as well. That was excellent.
Avogadro!
All right. I don't see any more hands, so let's get another suggestion from chat.
Patrick suggests Spider Camp.
Okay, Letters from Spider Camp. Dottie.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Spider Camp. There is a lot of gossip going on here. I tell you, it's a twisted web.
Bonkers.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Spider Camp. It's fun, but we have to catch our own food.
A goose.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Spider Camp, but I think the director of the camp has all his eyes on me.
Cassie Lip.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Spider Camp, but I have arachnophobia. Could you please just get me out of here?
Oh, man. I'm concerned, so let's get another suggestion from the chat.
Clip suggests Firefighter Camp.
Firefighter Camp. All right. Let's hear those letters. Bonkers.
Dear Mom and Dad, I am somewhat disappointed in Firefighter Camp. If you guys paid more than $50 for this, you got hosed.
Dottie.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Firefighter Camp. It's been really fun in cabin smoke. We're blinding a lot of people.
Johnny.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to firefighter camp. It's very bougie here. They're serving us filet mignon.
Oh, 2 points. 2 points with that one. And Tom Long.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to firefighter camp. I wrote you a story yesterday, but I'm sending another ladder to reach you with a second story.
Very nice. Goose.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to fighter camp. But I think it's all smoke and mirrors here.
Very nice. Bonkers.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to firefighter camp, but I should not have brought the dog. He is extremely dehydrated.
And that's time. And that's time. Oh. All right, everybody. Well, while announcer Mary is tallying up the final score for tonight, we want to thank all of you for joining us at this here online match. We've had a great time, and we hope you have too. You can follow Comedy Sports Cincinnati and our producers, OTR Improv, on Facebook and Instagram to make sure that you know all about all of our upcoming projects, including about when we will be resuming live shows and matches at our home theater. Now, we are really excited to have all of you at this match, and we want to give special thanks to those who have helped us out by buying a ticket when registering. And if you'd like to help us cover our ongoing expenses by leaving a tip for Comedy Sports and our producers, OTR Improv, you can do that via PayPal, online, or on the app. Our handle is hello@otrimprov.com, or you can just click the link that's in the chat. Now, I've spoken for long enough, so announcer Mary, have you tallied up that final score?
I have, Ref Phineas. So going into the final round, the score was 5 for the red team. No, it was 10 for the red team. Pardon me. 10 for the red team and 5 for the blue team. And after tallying that last round, oh my, a final score of 18-15. Tonight's winners are the red team. Let's hear it for tonight's Comedy Sports, not the blue team. Sorry. There we go. Red team. Let's hear it for tonight's Comedy Sports winners. Players, that is. We need to say goodnight to Auguste Sanchez, Johnny Griffin, and Captain Tom Long. And we say congratulations to Eric Hahn, Cassie Lip, and Captain Dottie Jansen. Oh my. And your referee has been Phineas Clark. Kirk Kievert was your field ref and in the control room. And thanks to Hans Kilgore for his assistance. I'm your announcer, Mary Pinks. A couple of notes before we sign off. Remember, Comedy Sports Cincinnati will be producing live online matches for the majority of the foreseeable future. Yeah, so just search for Comedy Sports Cincinnati. That's Comedy Sports with a Z, Cincinnati on Facebook to join us. I would also love to put together a special online offering for your family or virtual group. Let us know how we can help. Thank you and good night.